Hey Anthem, Bert here for your weekly church update video. Thanks so much for taking just a couple of minutes to stay connected to Life with Anthem Ventura. I loved our time on Sunday. That was kind of our last big Sunday of the season. So we've been in this rhythm since the fall. We kind of spend the first Sunday of the month together, whether that's online or outside, or like this past Sunday was sort of half inside and then half online. So thank you so much for however you gathered with us on Sunday. And then the rest of the Sundays, we're in our Anthem community. So this Sunday, we are back in our Anthem communities, either meeting online or backyards. So please make a point to be there. And this will actually be our last month of Anthem communities before our summer break. Now, every year as a church, we do take a bit of a pause in kind of whatever rhythm we're doing over the summertime to honestly just slow down a little bit, make space for people who do have time off and might want to be traveling, and just sort of lessen the burden. And this summer is no different. So our Anthem communities are going to be taking the summer off officially, although many of them are still going to be meeting up for prayer, meeting up for fun things, meeting up to head to the beach or backyard barbecues or whatever. And so that is what we can be looking forward to over the summer. Now, we will be meeting over the summer on Sundays together. We're actually going to be doing this with Arise. So if you're at our family meeting a couple weeks ago, you got to hear this for the very first time, but we're actually going to be spending 10 weeks together with Arise Church here in Ventura. We're going to be stacking hands, collaborating on a summer teaching series, and really an equipping space to prepare both of our churches for what's coming in the fall. Now, as for what's coming in the fall, the future cohort is going to be kicking off this month, and they're going to really start shaping what it is our church is going to be looking like coming out of COVID, out of the summertime into fall. And I'm so excited about that. But over the summertime, as we're meeting together with Arise, we will be meeting together in person and making an online option available for people who need to remain back. But I want to ask one thing. If you call Anthem Ventura home, and especially if you call Anthem Ventura home and are prepared to be meeting in person, please prayerfully consider how you're going to contribute to our gatherings. Now, I know many people scatter over the summertime, and so my ask is that you would be prayerfully considering how to contribute when you're here, and when you're not here is to engage online. One of the gifts of this last year is we've really learned how to do online quite a bit better than we have before, especially for those people who not only need to remain home, but maybe travel or have kind of odd work schedules. And so please prayerfully consider how you can help when you're here, how you can help contribute to the efforts of our family while you're in town. And if you're traveling, if you're camping, if you're out and about, please make a point to be with us for that hour on Sundays. We're equipping and we're sort of leading towards a certain point at the end of the summertime. So I'm so excited to be spending the summer with Arise. We're just calling it the Devoted Church. Here we're going to circle around some of just the basics, fundamentals, and foundation of what the church ought to be, no matter their time and place or preference in history. And so it'll be an incredible time getting to not only partner with and be united with another church here in town, but to also be prophetically preparing for where God is going to be taking us into the future time. So that's really the big thing I want to encourage you guys with is as we're ending kind of our last season of House to House, May is going to be our last one. We're going to do 3 runs and we're going to be off for the last weekend, Memorial Day weekend. And here's my encouragement to you, especially if you are in an Anthem community, like be present, don't be flaky. Don't be flaky this last month. Let's finish well. We're going to be continuing to study the scriptures in John. We're going to be doing life together as communities scattered all around the city. And let's finish out these last couple of weeks really well, and then be prayerfully considering how to engage and contribute to the gatherings over the summertime as we're coming up. And so our plan is to kick off our first Sunday together with Arise, the Devoted Church, on Sunday, June 6th. Now, plans, as we've learned throughout COVID, we have to hold very loosely and open-handedly, so just be prepared to change the plan if we need to. But all signs are pointing towards a green light for Sunday, June 6th, back in our old venue. with some, new additions and sort of guidelines to make that space work really well, but also with a live stream option for those who are hanging back. So June 6th through August 8th, we're going to be spending 10 weeks with Arise, and I'm so excited for it. There's also a few other things happening in the life of our church, so please do check out our website. Be sure to read the weekly email that goes out, and just keep yourself in the loop with all that's going on. But the last thing I want to ask of you guys, our future church cohort is starting up, and we're going to be meeting for the first time in mid-May. And if you've already signed up, if you've already let me know you're part of that future church cohort, communication is going out very, very soon about what to expect and how to prepare for that first meeting. But for everybody else, I would ask you to please be praying during this season. Be praying for a couple of things. One, be praying for this learning group, this future church cohort, that honestly we'd be hearing from the Spirit, would be learning, processing together well, and then actually be discerning how God may be leading us in the future. So please do pray for fresh vision, direction, and for the Holy Spirit to really speak to us during those times. And pray for our whole church, our wider church together, especially as we're just putting ourselves in a learning and preparing posture over the summertime, that the Holy Spirit would be speaking to all of us and actually shaping and molding us into the kind of church that God can use really well in this next season. So whether you're in the cohort or not, please be praying for our church. Be praying for the cohort. We desperately want whatever we do to be led by the Holy Spirit and following behind Jesus, not getting off to the side or too far ahead, but following behind. And so Anthem Church, please do consider these things and engage. And even just, even it's just a hard season to engage. The last year has been really tricky and challenging. So some of your presence and engagement will start with discipline, and it'll actually feel like discipline before it becomes a recurring habit. And so I would just encourage you to set your mind and actually discipline yourself to engage and to be present, to be consistent, to be faithful, and to even shake off some of the bad habits of flakiness, shake off some of the bad habits of sort of hanging back and not really contributing and not really participating. And these might have been necessary for a season, and they might not have been, and they've just been bad habits, but I would just encourage you to start the process of seeking the Lord and what it looks like to engage and to be present and to give yourself to the church and give yourself to the mission God has for you in this next season. Anthem Church, I love you so much. Can't wait to see you Sunday as we're back in our backyards and online. And I cannot wait for our summer together. As always, if you need anything, if you need prayer, if you need support, if there's any way we can come alongside and support you in this season, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team, reach out for prayer, reach out for support in different ways. We'd love to come alongside you. Grace and peace.